You listen. Some of that you gotta let that slide. That you gotta let slide. You. What I said. No, I'm serious. Hey, my eyes is brown. Oh wait, what we doing right now? Hold up. Why my song ain't come on? I know we not live. Are we live for real? Somebody get in the comments and let me know if we live, man. No, it look like we live. Why the song didn't come? Nah, we gonna start this over. Yeah, let me get that. Thank you. I'm sorry, folks. I don't know why the opening song didn't come on, but we're gonna play it anyway. Hold on. This is not. All right, there we go. All right, listen, I don't believe in robbing the people. We're gonna play this song. We can't start the show without the song.
Bills fans, I'm not even going to attempt to lie to you. I'm not going to tell you a white lie. I'm not going to tell you a partial lie. The truth is, this was likely the worst season y'all will have in the last 5 years.
Shut up the Bills! It's not outside! It's not outside! Yeah, we the Buffalo Bills. Yeah, we the Buffalo Bills. You better know that. Look how we throwing and catching, cause we are unstoppable, yeah. You better know that. Look how we running and hitting, cause we are unstoppable, yeah. Reppin' the mafia, yeah. Reppin' the mafia, Bills, mafia, yeah. You better know that. Look how we throwing and catching, cause we are unstoppable, yeah. You better know that. Look how we running and hitting, cause we are unstoppable, yeah. Homie, now listen. Everyone play their position. Buffalo got a tradition. They say we tripping. They better get out our way. Top of the table, we flipping. We on a mission. Got an unstoppable team. Continue to follow your dream by any means. Buffalo, get in the Super Bowl ring. Cause we the Buffalo Bills. Yeah, we the Buffalo Bills. You better know that. Look how we throwing and catching, cause we are unstoppable, yeah. You better know that. Look how we running and hitting, cause we are unstoppable, yeah. Reppin' the mafia, yeah. Reppin' the mafia, Bills, mafia, yeah. You better know that. Look how we throwing and catching, cause we are unstoppable, yeah. You better know that. Look how we running and hitting, cause we are unstoppable, yeah. Mafia up in your city, time to get gritty. Screaming and yelling, we bugging. Look at the red and blue.
This is an MVP year for Josh Allen. As an MVP voter, I said this last week. Josh Allen, he looks like an MVP. When you vote for MVP, and I can speak for myself, I think I'm one of 50 voters, you look at a couple things. Who's the best team in football? Who's the best player on that team in football? What do they look like as the best player on that team in football? And how much talent is around that best player on that best team in football?
Give me a second, y'all. All right, folks in the comments, welcome. If you're on YouTube, you're on Twitter, appreciate y'all pulling up. Welcome back to another episode of Coast to Coast. I'm your host, Widow 2K. I am by myself again. My dog, Beane 716, is unable to join me tonight. But hey, man, we're back. You know, football is upon us, and we're going to see the Bills in action this weekend, Saturday against the Carolina Panthers. That is a home game, and man, I'm excited, man. Like we back in the swing of things. People putting money on the line. People talking crazy about their teams. A lot of unrealistic expectations from teams that really should not be as confident as they are. But that's the beauty of the offseason, you know. All the offseason moves that lead up to the start of the season. You believe in those moves. You believe in your players. And, you know, you think, hey, man, this could be our year. I know I do. I expect the Bills to get there to the Super Bowl, all that. But last week we were unable to come to you Wednesday night and do the pod because I was at work and Beane had some going on, like a family emergency going on. So we're just going to recap real quick training camp. CJ Gardner-Johnson went down, but he's fine. We're done with training camp. We're done with St. John's Fisher. You know, the boys came back to Buffalo. They had the red and blue scrimmage game. The stadium, that was the first experience for the fans in the stadium. And honestly, I think it went well. A lot of the fans that were there spoke very highly of the stadium, spoke very highly of the experience, not necessarily the pizza. I saw a picture of the pizza. The picture I saw, it looked like somebody bought the pizza, took the box, and threw it down the stairs, then opened the box up and took the picture of the pizza. It looked bad. But outside of that, man, all I heard were great things about the stadium. I will be making my way up there at some point this year. I'm not going to the home opener because I'm not ready to take out a second mortgage to afford those tickets. I'm definitely going to try my best to go to the the Chiefs game. Bills Chiefs. I'm gonna try to get to that. Vegas, the Raiders and Bills, that's locked in. We're making that happen. I don't know about the Broncos. Like, that's Christmas. I want to go to that game because I think we're gonna smack the Broncos for real, but I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get away for Christmas. You know, I don't know if the family's gonna allow me to miss Thanksgiving and Christmas. I think that's gonna be difficult. But what else, man? Like, all right, so a lot of conversation has been coming out about the Buffalo Bills. The Buffalo Bills have been a very a powder keg target. Well, definitely been a powder keg target so far this offseason. What's up, Coach? Yeah, the pizza did look like trash. Okay, it's all good. After let's talk about the squad, man. We coming this year, a lot to look forward to. 100%, a lot to look forward to. Shout out to my guy Bengals coach. He had a space earlier today. We jumped in for a little bit, and then it disappeared. It blew up, I guess. But yo, what's good, Coach, man? Appreciate you pulling up. Appreciate you popping in. Where are we at? Yeah, Bills. Lot of conversation. So let's just take it from the top. We've spoken about the additions, DJ Moore. Listen, I know I was critical of using the second round pick for DJ Moore. DJ Moore looks great. The connection with Josh Allen is evident. There was a highlight where Josh threw him a pass, and it was like triple coverage. It wasn't really triple coverage. It was more like cloud coverage. He kind of got behind the boundary corner, and the corners and the safety all converged on him, but the ball got there. He was able to secure it, and man, he got on the ground, and like the connection with him and DJ Moore looked good. I listened to a few interviews from some of the players. We're talking about DJ Moore, Keon Coleman specifically. He talked about DJ Moore being an example of how to be a professional, what it looks like when it's done right. He spoke highly of DJ Moore talent, like you can see the talent. Like you could just see the talent on DJ Moore. So this is the first time Josh has had a talent at receiver of this caliber since Stephon Diggs. I expect big things. We'll stay right there in the receivers. Joshua Palmer looks amazing. If you guys have been paying attention to the Bills training camp, maybe you haven't, maybe you have. If you have, yeah, Joshua Palmer looks amazing. 100%. I'm impressed by the speed, the route running, the ability to separate, how crisp he is. He gives you a little at the top of the route right before the break, which gives him a little extra bit of separation. Hands look strong. He's healthy. You know, guys talked about it. I think it was Donkey K talked about. No, it was Donkey K. It was Keon talked about how Joshua Palmer is healthy. He looks good, and you know he looks like he's actually having fun. He's not trying to. He's never showed up for us in the postseason, or at least after a certain round. Yeah, that's true. And DJ Moore did show up for. He showed up for the Bears last year. Caught a big deep ball against the Packers to secure that win. What else? All right. Yeah. My man Keon, y'all know I'm a big Keon fan. Keon said Joshua Palmer looks great. Looks like he's having fun. This is the first time he cracked a smile in the since he's been there. And I don't even know if I believe that. Keon just gassed it a little bit. But listen, if you're a Bills fan, you know what it was. Week 1 last year, down 15. I was at that game. I left early, guys. I'm not going to front. When Lamar ran that 3rd and 18 or whatever it was for 20-something yards, and then Derrick Henry got that handoff like 2 plays later and scored, I said, yeah, these boys done. They don't want it tonight. So I didn't want to sit on Big Tree Road for 2.5 hours with a loss. So I went to the car. Not going to lie. I was the only one, but I'm not going to snitch on y'all. But I was not the only one. And if you listening right now, you was at the game too. You left early too. It wasn't just me, but I'm going to take the bullets. But it wasn't just me. You know what I'm talking about. But anyway, shout out to Keon's agent. Shout out to Keon's agent, that agent Paul. He stayed for the entire game. Matter of fact, that's how I reached out to him on Twitter. He reached back and we spoke a few times or whatever. But he posted a video of him at the game as the Bills came back and was about to kick the field goal for the game winner. He posted the game. He was like, I never waver. Like, I can't remember exactly what it was, but he basically was saying, like, we didn't leave. Like, we believe. And I feel some type of, like, I had to look myself in the mirror that night. I was like, wow, I really left and missed being in the building for the epic comeback. And Josh, y'all know about that. I don't want to rehash it. Josh spoke to the fans. Was like, have a little more faith like next time. He was right. And I'm never doing that again. But anyway, y'all remember what it was. Josh Palmer and Keon Coleman looked great in that fourth quarter. I mean, Palmer with some huge catches. Keon with some huge catches. Y'all remember the joint where he jumped up. Looked like the man was, he a basketball player, so he probably was like 10 feet in the air. But he went up and got the ball, secured it, got both feet in bounds, and then fell out of bounds for big first down conversion. Josh Palmer with the play that, the first big chunk play on that last drive that got us in field goal range. He really cooked. I think that was Jair Alexander. Cooked him. It was bad. And, he caught the ball, got out of bounds. He looked like he was having a lot of fun. He gave you the little, like that, the little, you know what I mean? So he gave you that. And then Keon caught the slant and hit Jair with a little stutter step, had him do the breakdance movement, had his hand in the air like this, like, ah. And Keon, got down and the Bills did what they needed to do, got the fire drill, field goal situation going. Shout out to Matt Prater. He kicked it. Prater got it in, and we won that. That was a huge game. Huge game. But Josh Palmer looked great. I went to the Atlanta game when Josh Palmer had that big chunk play, that big explosive play early in the game, and then he got hurt with a hip drop tackle. Atlanta never got fined for that, but, they about to lose one of their pass rushers for at least like 6 or 7 games. So, The universe sometimes the universe takes care of itself. Yes, if Palmer's fully healthy, him and DJ Moore creating separation, we're going to have Josh throwing it all over the field like we know he wants to. Absolutely. Now, this is, we'll stay with the training camp thing, but we're also going to transition into this and speak a little bit more about the wide receivers and how they're being grouped right now. So outside of obviously the DJ Moore thing, there's been a concerted effort to involve the running backs in the passing game. I love that because I don't like James Cook taking all the hits that he took last year. Yes, he's young. Yes, he's got less miles, less wear and tear on his proverbial tires because he didn't carry the ball a lot at Georgia. Yes, that's true. But he carried the ball over 300 times last year. He had 7 lost fumbles. Those are just the lost ones. I want him to take less. I want him to take less punishment. No, he's not going to knock Pride out the road. He might knock him out the rotation. That's true. That's true. He might knock him out the rotation. But, I mean, he's not going to knock him off the roster. Like, that kid's still going to make the team. Just a little talk about Toriano Pride Jr. And, like, Toriano Pride has made plays, too. Like, it's not like he hasn't made plays. And, Kennard Walker's just a bigger player. He's a bigger, more physical corner that, probably fits Jim Leonard's defensive system, a little bit better than Toriano Pride. But Toriano Pride gives you other things. He definitely going to be able to play special teams. You can move him inside and out. He's a plus athlete. Kid ran like a 4.3 something. So I don't think that Kennard Walker's. I think Kennard Walker's still on the outside looking in. He's got to have some good performances in the playoffs in the preseason in order to knock Pride out of the running. I think it's water. Y'all, I didn't have a Celsius all day, and I feel like I got a ton of energy. It's probably because I got a lot of sleep. But anyway, so yeah, if you watch this pie, I'm good to fall asleep on here, around 10:15. I nod off, so my man Jude is watching. Patriots fan Jude says because I'm old. He might be right. I am old, but I'm not that old. I'm not old enough to be falling asleep like that, man. Work be killing me. But anyway, back to the squad, man. Offensive line guys are locked in. Spencer Brown excited about how the offensive line is going to look. Yes, we lost David Edwards. David Edwards was a technician, very, very good, polished, technically sound offensive lineman. He got a payday in New Orleans. We wish him the best. But Alec Anderson may not be the technician that David Edwards was, but he is a physical brute force that I cannot wait to unleash in the run game. Listen, when Alec Anderson climbs to the second level, he is going to put somebody's linebacker in China, okay? He's clearing that second level. I'm excited to watch these guys run behind him. And we're going to see it Saturday. Saturday, I'm sure Alec Anderson will get a good amount of snaps at that left guard spot. Please, guys, watch him. Number 70, watch him. He is going to climb to that second level and punish whatever linebacker, safety, he is going to punish whoever he can get his hands on. He was like that at UCLA. I expect him to be that when he's playing on Saturday. What else? The offensive line. McGovern got hurt. He suffered an injury in training camp. We haven't heard much about it. I'm hearing he's going to be fine. He left it. Actually, left out. It was not training camp. My bad. It was the blue and red game, the blue and red scrimmage. So he suffered an injury in that, left the field or whatever. I imagine everything's okay. I haven't heard anything negative about his injury, so we're just gonna hope for the best there. And Cole Bishop as well. You know, he got hurt, and it's one more person. Cole Bishop. Who else? I can't remember the third person. I feel like it was an offensive player, though. I feel like it was if anybody knows, you know, hit me up in the chat, man. Like, you know, please, chat, you know, help me out here. It's just me. You think we signed a veteran linebacker? Nah, not right now. I don't think so. And honestly, I don't really want to. I like it's a vet, man. It's a vet that's going to come in and he's going to sit behind the starters. So it is what it is. Ty Johnson, yeah, my dog. Appreciate you, Dave. Ty Johnson got hurt. I don't know how bad it is, but hopefully it's not bad because Ty Johnson, I think got one more year left on this deal, and he is like 31, 32, somewhere around there. A little bit of an injury history. I think he might be a cap casualty, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But right now, you know, hopefully Ty Johnson is good. If the passing game, let's see. All right, what you got for us, Vaughn? If the passing game downfield does open up, like the camp report's been saying, are you concerned about the turnover rate that could come, or you think Josh is mature past that? That's an excellent question. I think Josh is mature past that, and I don't think the downfield game is going to look anything like what it looked like with Brady. I mean, not Brady. What's my guy's name? Dayball. I don't think it's going to look anything like that. I think you're still going to see two tight ends a good amount of the time. I think you'll see three tight ends on the field as well. You'll see us in 11 from time to time as well, but I think a good amount of it is going to be 12 and 11 with some 13 sprinkled in there. I think the difference will be, I just glitched out, right? It's like, I'm good. I think the difference will be the explosives will be from play action. I think you'll get a good dose of the run game coupled with play action because, like, I think anytime you see single high safety, if we're in 12 or 13, and it's a single high safety box stack, stack box with, 7, 8 guys in there. Those are prime positions for the offense to dial up a shot down the field to DJ Moore. DJ Moore's proven to be able to get down the field in a hurry. He can beat man coverage. He's done a very good job of that against our secondary. And it's not like last year where, the secondary was a little shaky with some older vets. So if you saw a guy going off in practice, it was like, yeah, but he was going off against Dane Jackson. So what is that? You know what I'm saying? So this is a different story. Like, this is a really good group of couple corners. Maxwell Harrison has had a good camp. I think he's done a good enough job of fighting off Davis and Igbenogson. So, I think Max is going to end up being the starter opposite of Christian Benford. And if you winning against Benford and Harrison, you winning. You're going to win against most teams because those are two, that's one of the better corner tandems in the league. Y'all going to find out this year for sure. But another reason why I feel like the downfield passing game will be better without the turnovers is because Jay Moore is strong at the catch point. So I want to say a lot. a fair amount of interceptions from Josh Allen happened because he was throwing the ball to Gabe Davis, who notoriously did not do a great job of coming back to the football, fighting for the football, playing defense against corners. He wasn't great at that. Just is what it is. We still love Gabe. I know I do. I don't love Gabe any less, but we're just gonna call a spade a spade. Gabe didn't do a great job of getting back to the ball or playing defense when the defender won the route. So a good amount of, I would say a fair amount of interceptions happen like that. Also, I think the way the targets are going to be set up, I think we're going to get explosives from trickeration. Last year against the Saints, you saw them set up the screen pass that they had run multiple times already and fake the screen pass and throw basically a wheel route to Don Kincaid, who ended up scoring. I think we'll have things like that in the arsenal that we'll be able to go to, once or twice a game. We'll have 2 or 3 of those plays from Pete Carmichael that really just catches the defense with their pants down, and we can take full advantage of it. Is that a pause? Should I say pause with that? That feels very cringy. But just throw the pause in there, man. Yeah, pause. I don't not take advantage, but we'll catch the defense slipping, and we'll, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to be cringy. But anyway, so Von, great question, bro. Yeah, it was definitely a pause. All right. I said pause, man. I'm trying to. All right, I said pause. All right, so Von, that was a good question, man. I do think that the passing game will be more explosive. This is the other thing. This is the other piece that makes me feel really makes me get real excited about what this team can do. Spencer Brown spoke to the press, and he talked about DJ Moore. And he said DJ Moore walked up to him and said, somebody like me on Facebook. Shout out to y'all. That's my little guy. That's my guy sister. What's up, Sherelle? If you watching. Hey. Yeah, he spoke about DJ Moore. He said DJ Moore told him, hey, don't get used to a whole bunch of long drives, man. We ain't gonna be doing a lot of that. So look, I'm gonna take that as DJ Moore saying that he's gonna house a lot of he's trying to house some stuff. And if that's what he's doing, then I'm not mad at it. Let's switch over to the defense now. Because real quick. I know we miss Reggie Gilliam, but this new fullback we got, bro, is violent. He spoke to the media too. I listened to him intently because I wanted to see, where he felt like he fit into the offense. Because obviously with Brady now being the coach, things may change, especially with the role of the fullback. Nah, he's going to be in some plays. I think he's part of the 53. He's going to make the team. And he spoke very violently. Said, it was tough to learn the playbook, but now he kind of has an understanding of it. And now he just gets to go out there and hit people. And when you got guys on offense that feel like that, I'm impressed. I'm ready to see him. I'm ready to see him get it shaken against the Carolina Panthers on Saturday. I am excited about that. We're gonna get a good amount of Ray Davis. We're gonna get a good amount of Keon Coleman, Skylar Bell, probably some Mecole Hardman. You're gonna get Toriano Pride, Kanai Walker, Caleb Elamzor, who we're getting ready to talk about. Hopefully some Zane Durant, who I would like to see figure it out, or I'd like to see what he can become. Maybe some Fidarian Mathis on the defensive line, some Deion Walker a little bit, a lot of TJ Parker, a lot of Javon Solomon. A lot of Landon Jackson, TJ Sanders, Dwayne Carter. Yeah, let's go. Let's get these guys together, man. I don't want to see a lot of Kyle Allen. I don't want to see a lot of Kyle Allen. He does not. I'd rather see Shane Buechele right now. But yeah, Landon Jackson looks fantastic. Yeah, he was doing like 2-a-days in the weight room all off season. TJ Sanders did an interview a few months back talking about it. Like he would call Landon Jackson and say, "Yo, where you at?" Like, "Yo, I'm about to go to the gym." "What you mean about to go to the gym?" "We just left the gym 3 hours ago." "Yeah, I'm going back." So he ain't do nothing in the offseason but just like, what you mean? Wait, they both stink. Who? I need to hear this. Q, you gotta let me know who you talking about. They both stink. We'll get to Carlos real quick. I think old Chubb will make some plays with me too, bro. Like Chubb is a dog for real. I know if you're a Bills fan and you remember us playing Miami over the last few years, when they got Chubb, I tried to trash that move like it wasn't going to be a good move, but I was low-key worried about it. And Chubb was good for them. Backup QB, oh yeah, they both stink. They do, dog. That's bad, and we don't do nothing about it, man. Brandon Beane, I know you're not listening, but if somebody got access to Beane and you listening, bro, tell Beane to draft the backup quarterback, bro. We could have had Drew Allard in this draft. We need a backup in the worst way. We need a backup in the worst way. But yeah, back to Chubb, bro. I think Chubb will make some plays for us, man. And he's good, bro. Like he's good against the run. What do you think? We give up more big plays because of Leonard's aggressive defense? No, actually, I actually don't. I don't. I think. No, let me rephrase that. Yes. No. More big. I don't think we give up more big plays. I think the big plays are probably going to be around the same. I just think they're going to be different. I don't think we're going to give up as many explosive runs as we did. I don't think that. I do think the run defense will be better. But I do think that we may give up some stuff in the pass. Like I do think we'll give up some big plays downfield in the passing game. And for a number of reasons, you know, Jalen Waddle went to the Broncos. Like Bo Nix is a check down or a touchdown. That's what he throws. So he's going to test our secondary with Jalen Waddle. And Jalen Waddle's consistently been good against the Bills when he was in Miami. I don't expect that to change. We play the Ravens, and over the last 2 years, Lamar has thrown the ball a lot better. He's been more lethal throwing the football. I think they just gave him a lot more opportunity to throw it, and he's been good. He's got some big receivers now. Elijah Surratt from Indiana and Jacoby Lane from USC. Those are big targets. Big physical guys. Like I think that he's going to be able to take shots to them, and those guys will be able to come down with the football. So I think we'll give him some explosive. I feel like we always give up an explosive to Zay Flowers. He was killing us in week 1 last year. So sure. I wish Shaq Thompson would have re-signed. I don't think it's too late. I don't think it's too late. But I mean, these vets, man, some of these vets don't care about the offseason like that. They ready, like they run the playbook. They already worked out. They know what works for their body. They get around the guys for practice. They need about a month and they're ready to rock out. So, and whatever veteran linebacker we bring in, he's not sorry. Because I think we got to steal Caleb Elamzor, linebacker out of TCU. Number one, full transparency, I was not a fan. I asked him the same questions about Caleb Elamzor game that I did with Terrell Bernard. So Coverage, I was worried about. Obviously not the size. Like, he's definitely not the size to play linebacker, but I just worried about, can he cover? You know, is he going to be smart? Is he going to be very, like, can he contribute right away? You know, and now with the defense changing, Leonard and the rest of these guys, give me Von Miller over Mike Dana and Javon Solomon. I don't want to write off Javon Solomon yet. Like, the man led the NCAA in sacks at Troy. And he's undersized. It's not like, he was 6'5", 260 and just out-athleting everybody. No, he's undersized, 6 feet tall, 240 pounds with freakishly long arms. I would not write him off yet. Mike Dana, I don't know. I think there's versatility there because Mike Dana can slide inside to the 4-eye versus just being on the edge. So there's that. But yeah. I do feel that. Listen, I think Shaq Thompson is still an option. I think he's still a viable option. I went back and watched a couple of games from last year today while I was at work. And, Shaq was on point. Like, he was smacking. He was doing, like, he was doing his thing. I'm gonna give Shaq his credit. Like, he was putting hands and feet on people for sure. So I don't think that Shaq Thompson, I don't think that that's dead. Milano thing is over though. I think Milano, if I'm not mistaken, I heard Milano put his house on the market. So it's probably a wrap. I hope he ends up being able to continue his career someplace else, preferably in the NFC, where we're less likely to see him. But with over these next few weeks, it's 3 games. Guys are inevitably gonna go down. Like Deion Dawkins said, the NFL is football. This NFL football is 100% injury. You're gonna get hurt. Somebody's gonna get hurt. So I think you'll see some of those guys get signed soon, and we'll go from there. What else? Caleb Elamzor. Everybody's shouting this kid out, talking about how good he is. He's causing trouble, being disruptive. Had a great pass defensive rep against, had a great pass defense rep in coverage against James Cook. I'm sure you all saw that. He did a good job of running stride for stride with Cook, who's one of the better pass catching backs in the league. And he was stride for stride with him, made a play on the football. As it got to his hands, was able to break that up. Shout out to him. He has also been hitting his teammates hard enough to where the other guys on offense are taking offense to it. So I like it, man. It's getting chippy, and it's getting chippy at the right time because we're getting ready to play another team. I want to see that physicality and all of that from our guy. Where else? Let's go back to the depth chart. Right now, let me pull it up, actually. Give me 1 second, folks. Preseason depth chart. All right, Bills depth chart today. Let's see. I don't want that one. Yeah, we'll go with this. Announced at a later date. All right, man, whatever. This looks about right. Yeah, this looks about right. One more guy that they spoke of. Spencer Brown. Spencer Brown was great, by the way. Like, Give Spencer Brown more media time. We need that because he just went in and told it all. He was talking about Drew Bowery. They asked him about the rookies, and he said, talking about Drew Bowery. He said, "Yo, Drew Bowery is super talented." He said he watched him work, get a little extra work in after practice, and the athleticism, the feet, all of that. So everything's good. The only thing is, like, once he learns how to consistently throw his hands as a pass protector, I guess, say sky's the limit. So I'm kind of excited about that. Plus, my man Jude, the Patriots fan, he wanted Jude Bowery. So I know Jude's really smart and knows football really well. So the fact that, and he's from that area, obviously Boston. He knew who this guy was and wanted this guy. I'm sold. So yeah, let's let me pull this up and we'll discuss. All right, this is our lads. So I mean, I don't know how many of y'all go here, but if you ever want to get a quick look at your team's roster or any team's roster, this is, you can go and pull it up and it'll give you the breakdown of the roster, starters, the ones, the twos, the threes, et cetera, et cetera. If you notice, they got Keon as the starter over Joshua Palmer. Now, I know a lot of people, I know a lot of y'all are not going to like that and say, oh, Keon's not better than Joshua Palmer as a receiver. And you're probably right. Palmer is probably the better pure receiver than Keon right now. But Keon's a better run blocker, and it's not close. Keon's a more physical player, and it's not close. And having Joshua Palmer and DJ Moore on the field at the same time kind of defeats the purpose. They both kind of do similar stuff. But, I would obviously give the edge to DJ Moore with the ball in his hands. And I'd probably give a slight edge to Joshua Palmer in route running. Like, he is filthy. He's a filthy route runner, man. So, I'm hearing about this Dante Pettis kid too. Guys, I know you guys are here. He's not making the team. We should be honest. Keon, DJ Moore, Shakir, Palmer, Bell, Hartman. That's the six that we're going to carry. Pettis is going to the practice squad. Goslow's going to the practice squad. If they decide to bring one more guy, it's going to be Trent Sherfield. It's not going to be one of these like undrafted guys. It's not. Mac Tomczak, Magdalena, Jamori Macklin, who I do like. Jamori Mack, I do like him. But those guys are not. They're not going to make the 53. They'll be on the practice squad if they don't get snatched someplace else. But yeah, so I wouldn't be too worried about some of these other guys. But yeah, folks, Keon's going to start. That's the way it looks right now. I expect Keon to play. Is IGB a walking flag in your opinion? No, he's not. That was year. What is this? All right, okay, we're good with that. That was like last year. Not last year, but that was like 2024. He had a solid year. He had a good year this year with avoiding penalties. These year starters on defense. It is what it is, man. These are your ones. Wait, what do they got? Hold on, linebacker. Wow, see, this is not right. They got Caleb Elamzor not starting. But Caleb Elamzor is doing the is taking the Caleb Elamzor is taking the snaps with the ones. He's been wearing the green dot. Is IGB a walking flag in your opinion? No. All the clips I've seen from training camp, he looks very handsy. I know that was an issue for him at Ohio State. Yeah, that's fine though, because like we want him to be physical. We want him to be a physical corner, and not and we need that. We need another guy like that because what happens if Christian Benford goes down? Like it or not, guys, Christian Benford goes down every year. It could be for 2 quarters or 2 games. He goes down every year. But you need to have a guy that you can put in and match that size and athletic profile and do some of the similar things. So that's why he's there. Listen, they got Kanai Walker ahead of Toriano Pride. I did not see this before. I think you might be on to something with that Kanai Walker thing, man. I think you might be on to something, bro. We got all of these linebackers, man. That's a lot of linebackers. And not enough defensive tackles. Yeah, so nose tackle, they got Fidarian Mathis behind Deion Walker and Zion Luge behind Mathis. Yeah. I don't know how accurate this is, brother. I don't know how accurate this is, man. So, like I said, we'll learn a lot more about this team. We'll learn a lot more about this team after this game coming up on Saturday. We're gonna learn who's who. Travis Clayton's up here too. Look at that. He's a tackle. Look at this. Look at these guys. Yeah, Jalen Kilgore looking good in practice as well. CJ Gardner-Johnson is hurt. So expect to see some Jalen Kilgore, some DeMar Hamlin, Geno Stone. I think Cole Bishop will play a little bit, but yeah, man, I'm looking forward to seeing these young guys play, man. Like that is definitely what I'm trying to do. Oh boy, something else is happening on the X app. All right, so I'm gonna stop sharing this and get ready to close out. We're gonna talk a little bit about some other things that have been on my mind, basically with what's going on over the last few weeks. The Bills have been under a lot of scrutiny. Mostly Josh Allen have been under a lot of scrutiny. And why? Because people are recognizing that Josh Allen has been the most consistent elite performer at the quarterback position over the last 3 years. Does that mean that he's better than Mahomes? Career-wise, absolutely not. Who's playing better football right now is probably Josh Allen. Matthew Stafford, Stafford's got the numbers over the last couple of years. He's got, obviously, the hardware as well, like Mahomes does. Not as much hardware, but he's got some hardware. And he throws a great football, but Josh gives you so much more. I was talking to LeSean, a.k.a. Warlow, on about, Josh Allen and the team and things like that. And he said, imagine you looking at the team bus pull up and Josh Allen walks off the bus. You in for a long day. Yeah. And that's why he's getting some of the praise that he's getting. Jamar Chase said, what did Jamar Chase say in that interview? He said, defensive coordinators prepare for Joe Burrow's weapons, not Joe Burrow. He said defensive coordinators prepare for Josh Allen. He is a load to deal with. I went back and I watched a few games. Obviously, some wins, some losses. I went back and watched the game against the Patriots. I think that was like week 4 or 5. And we did lose that game. But some of the throws and plays like this guy is making up, just like unbelievable. There's one play early on, I want to say it was second quarter, where the pocket was collapsing and they obviously had a spy waiting for Josh. He steps up in the pocket, the spy reacts and gets ready to like chase whatever direction Josh goes. And Josh fires a piss missile past this guy's face mask into the hands of Dalton Kincaid, who was being covered very, very close. He had a guy hanging on his head. And he does this by like stepping up. He doesn't even reset his feet all the way. He just takes a couple steps up into the pocket and just fires this football. And I'm just like, bro, you're not supposed to be able to do that. That's a big play. Like, it's not normal that guys, obviously, in the scheme of the game, it got us a first down. Big whoop. But that play on its own, no context of the outcome, that is a difficult throw with a spy watching you. You're throwing it to the same area the spy is in, and then your receiver is tightly covered, has to make a dive and grab, but you put the ball right in his hands. He's tough. Like, Josh is tough. And with that being said, I got to address this. You don't have to like what the people are saying about Josh. You have to like the fact that they're putting him in these conversations that you don't agree with his standing in them. But you can't disagree that this kid is an absolute load to deal with. 6'5", 237 pounds, probably a little heavier at this point. But 6'5", 240 basically. And he can run. He can throw the football down the field. He's accurate now. His decision-making has gotten better. Although you can't tell from the Denver Broncos game. Can't tell from the Broncos game in the playoffs, right? Even though he made some incredible throws, great plays with his legs. That's the problem. Josh has been really, really good in the playoffs. Really, really good in the regular season. Consistent in the regular season. He doesn't miss games. People are saying stuff like, if Josh Allen gets hurt, he's been really, really lucky with injuries. What are you talking about? Josh has been hurt both the last 2 years. He's played the seasons hurt. 3 years. What was it, 3 or 2? 3 years, last 3 years. He's been hurt. 2023, UCL sprain in the Jets game. Played the rest of the season, missed no games. 2024, week 1. Thank you, sweetheart. 2024, week 1. Scores a touchdown against the Cardinals. Breaks his hand. He broke his left hand, bro. Like he broke bones in his left hand. Broke bones. They put like a I don't know, like a V as a Vendetta glove. Like it was some weird glove, a protective glove that like protected his broken bones. And the man kept playing. He played for like 13 more weeks until the bones healed. The year he won MVP, 75% of that season played with a broken left hand. No Diggs, no Gabe Davis, just a broken hand. Keon Coleman and Mac Hollins. Shakir, Kincaid, who was banged up all year. That's when we started calling him Dalton First Aid. 2025 against Cleveland. Breaks bones in his foot. His fault. Doing something goofy. Like I think that was where he ran around, he did like a pirouette trying to avoid a sack. It's like, bro, throw the ball away, dog. Like, what are you doing? Ends up breaking a couple bones in his foot. Doesn't miss any games though. Keeps playing. So like the hate is just like it's forced, bro. It's forced. I'm sorry, it's forced. How do you not like Josh Allen? Honestly. As a football player. Because I could ask the same questions. I could ask the exact same question for Lamar Jackson, Baker Mayfield, Brock Purdy, Jaden Daniels. I can ask the exact same question. How do you not like these guys? If you're a football fan, I get it. It's not your team. Understood. I get it. We might even be a rival. But just if you like football, turn the bias off for a second and watch Josh Allen play the game of football. Kid's a monster, man. It's like the best dude in your backyard football team made it to the NFL. That's Josh Allen. How do you hate that guy? And to the people who can't credibly attack the football play on the field, they can't attack the numbers. They can't really attack the accolades. They can't really attack the rosters that these guys that he's had. Can't do it. Not credibly. You can try it, but it's not credibly. When you compare him to his peers, right? He never had a prime Mike Williams or a prime Keenan Allen. He never had that. He had Gabe Davis, who he made look like he made Gabe Davis. Gabe Davis is nice because he played with Josh Allen. I still think Gabe's cool. I think Gabe's a good receiver. I think he's more of a fourth receiver. But Josh made this guy a wide receiver too. And a high-end wide receiver too at that. High-end. Just compare it. He never had a prime Hill. Never had a prime Kelsey. Never. Never had an Andy Reid coaching. Never had a Puka Nacua. Cooper Kupp in his prime. Sean McVay. Never had that. Never had it. Putting up the numbers to put himself at or above the level of his peers. And the disingenuous argument coming from social media and, just the fans of other teams or whatever, or other players in the media as well. The answer is, well, he didn't win the Super Bowl. I didn't know Josh Allen played safety as well as quarterback. The Bills defense in losses, 31.5 points allowed per game. Job of the defense is to do what, guys? Stop the other team from scoring. You know who understands that? Bills fans. You know why we understand it? Because Josh Allen's our quarterback. You know who else understands it, though, outside of Bills fans? The people making these lists. They get it. They're watching the games. Like, they're watching Josh Allen put the throws in make the most clutch throws in clutch situations, and in many spots over the last 3 years be let down by his teammates. Now, I'm going to steal a little thunder from one of my favorite people on YouTube. I want to say his name is like Lucas or something. I'm going to pull it up right now. Give me 1 second. I'm on my study. Is that the new one? Oh, all right. Appreciate you. Listen, if you want to be on the pod, just tell me. Because I just asked you a question, and now here we are. All right. Where we at? Let me find it. I was just rudely interrupted by, So the guy's name is relax. Julian Lucas on YouTube, guys. Julian Lucas. If you follow me on Twitter, I'm gonna post his video that I'm referencing. And he goes back and he says, like, he's reading some of the comments, and one of the comments was like, "Oh, I watched the game against the Bengals. Did you watch it?" And then he goes back and he pulls up plays during that game where it's just like Josh is dropping back the pass. The offensive line is getting destroyed immediately. He's throwing the football at guys. The ball's going through their hands. They're dropping it. Drops back, hands the football off to the running back. Running back gets 2 yards, hits the ground. If they even got the 2 yards. We got no push up front, no blocking, nothing. And Josh is out there trying to avoid sacks. And shout out to the Bengals. They had a great defensive plan. They had a great plan, period. And that's why they won the game. We got outplayed, outcoached, out-schemed, out-hustled, outworked. Just bad. But somehow, the only person who gets blamed for that game is Josh Allen. Had a guy on Twitter ask, how many games has Josh Allen played perfect and the Bills still lost in the playoffs? What? Why don't we ask a different question? Why don't we ask, how many games has Josh's peers not been perfect or made mistakes and still won because the team picked them up? We don't want to answer. Like, Is there an answer for that question? Do we have it? Do you have an answer for that? I watched the Detroit Lions go up against, I want to say, the Green Bay Packers. I think this was a playoff game where Jordan Love made one critical mistake, and Goff didn't even play that well. Actually, no, it might have been the 49ers. Don't quote me on this. But Jordan Love makes one mistake, and they lose. They lose the game. And I think it was the Lions. No, it was the Niners. Definitely was the Niners. Like, Brock didn't even have a great game, bro. But the defense held him down. You know what I want? Because we're holding Josh to this standard of being perfect. Why can't Josh have a game where he has 160 total yards and we still win? At least one. I know a quarterback who went to the Super Bowl twice and has 4 games stretched over those 2 runs where he had less than 200 yards of total offense. Sometimes you need a little help from your friends. That's just what it is. Sometimes you need a little help from your friends. And the list makers understand that. That's why the tax of he turned the ball over 4 times in the playoffs and against his easiest chance to get to the Super Bowl, he turned the ball over 4 times. Word. We just going to attach all the blame just to Josh Allen for each one of those turnovers. Okay. The turnover before halftime, dumb. Terrible turnover. Couldn't believe he made that play. Dumb. Dumb. Deion Walker gets an interception. Deion Walker, 350 pounds, 6'7", Deion Walker, 6'8", whatever he is. Gets an interception. We get the ball back. Great position. Great position to get points. Josh throws the interception. Terrible throw. Go back and watch the play. He's got I want to say Kincaid or Shakir staring him right in the face. It was second down. Take the free profit. Take the free profit right there and live for third down. You don't got to always go for the kill shot. Josh went for the kill shot. Maybe, and maybe you guys, I mean, I get it. What you guys are saying, I understand. You guys are saying that Josh Allen is not good. Like, he stinks. He's not as good as everybody. He's not as good as you think he is. That's one way to look at it. Or what if Josh is taking these chances and trying to make things happen because the defense gives up 31.5 points in losses? Because out of 79 drives against the Chiefs, 79 drives, offensive possessions over the last 4 years, the defense has gotten stops. I mean, giving up touchdowns or field goals or 61 of them. Maybe Josh is trying to compensate or overcompensate for the defense failing year after year. Now, I know we're going to go to the Denver game because that's everybody's favorite game to throw up in Josh's face. Fair. Turnover before halftime, stupid. Interception right after you just got the ball back, dumb. Especially because you had guys that were open underneath. But the strip fumble, Khalil Shakir was supposed to chip and push Nick Bonito back into the lap of Deion Dawkins. He pushed him further into his bend. He actually springboarded him and gave him a more direct route to the quarterback. Josh ain't looking. According to Josh, the play is we're going to have Nick Bonito out of sight, out of mind because Shakir's going to push him into Deion and Deion's going to put him in his pocket. He's out of the play. That's not what happened, though. Bonito, got pushed into a beeline to the quarterback, stripped him. Denver gets the football. It's a fumble. It's a lost fumble on Josh. But y'all ain't watching the games for real. If you watching the games, you look at it, you be like, he kind of didn't have a choice. Like, there was nothing he could do there. Throws the ball downfield in overtime. Hits his receiver in the numbers. The receiver has the ball, comes down with it, hits the ground, and then the defender who was there comes up with the football after they hit the ground. Interception. Is that really Josh's fault, though? I guess. Lose to Denver in the regular season. 12 men on the field. Lose to the Chiefs. Well, look, he didn't play good against the Chiefs. He had less than 200 passing yards. But Dawson Knox had a drop for a first down right after halftime. Trent Sherfield had two big drops that would have been first downs. And Diggs had like a 50-yard drop. Put the ball on his 14. So, ultimately, this is a wins-based argument. And if you are going to be considered one of the greats, one of the all-time greats, one of the all-time elite quarterbacks, you got to win the Super Bowl. I understand that. That's the standard that Josh Allen is being held to. I don't run from that. I'm not going to give him any leeway on that either. Because had he played better against Denver, I think they play better against Denver, probably beat Denver by 2 scores. It's probably a 10-point game. You don't have all those turnovers. Easy. Like, I don't think Denver was good enough to beat us without us turning the football over like that. Perfect. I mean, cool. Understand. That I'm not going to excuse. But when you look at the Patriots the following week, Drake May didn't play that great. We win that Denver game, there's a great chance we beat the Patriots as well, even in New England. And I know they had like a blizzard or something up there. That team last year, Buffalo team, was built for that. We're going to put big people on the field and run the football on you. We probably win that game too. We probably go to the Super Bowl. But because Josh didn't play, because Josh didn't take care of the ball against Denver, here we are. Here we are. And I'm sorry. We're listening to people. I've listened to people all week all weekend talk about, well, these touchdowns shouldn't count because they're 1 yards. They're 1 yard touchdowns. He's stealing them from the running backs. You shouldn't count those. Well, Josh has a PR machine that softens everything up in the media. And there's this big conspiracy, there's this big push to make Josh the guy. Well, why they stop? Why not just go full force, PR team? Go full force. Get the refs in your pocket. Get the coaches on board. Get the league on board. Get everybody on board. Everybody. Be the greatest story ever told. Josh Allen, the farm boy from California, got no offers, goes to Wyoming after a community college, gets drafted in the first round to the Buffalo Bills, marries an actress, takes small town Buffalo, the Buffalo Bills team, the blue collar town with all of the workers and old school values. It takes that team to the promised land, wins a Super Bowl. Please tell that story. Why did the PR team stop? Why did they stop? Why not go all the way? Fix it all the way. I'm tired of not winning. So finish the job. Fix it all the way. Please. But you know why they didn't? Because they're not. That's not how it works. It's just not. And if that's what you have as the centerpiece of your argument, it's a weak argument, man. It's disingenuous at best. At best, it's disingenuous. Really what it is some hate. It's nasty. It don't look good on you. It just doesn't. But the great thing is Josh is only 30. Peyton Manning won his first Super Bowl, I believe, at the age of 30. John Elway was in his 30s when he won. Brady's got a couple Super Bowls in his 30s. It's possible. Much of it falls on how good this defense is going to be. Can we stop the run? Can we get off the field on third down? Are we going to take the ball away? Are we going to limit explosives? Are we not going to get into shootouts? Are we going to maximize the offensive production from an elite level offense? Offense was ranked number 6, according to PFF. The 6th ranked offense going into the league. I think it's too low. Top 5 in points per game last year without DJ Moore. You're adding DJ Moore now. I think this offense is elite. Elite. What's the defense going to do? And this is a stacked AFC. The Bengals look like they're back. The Ravens are still good. The Steelers are talented as heck. Chargers are talented. Coaching, all of that. Chiefs look like they're back after a year off. Denver's probably the best team in the conference. The Patriots are still great. And, oh, by the way, they brought in A.J. Brown. How do you give one of the best deep ball downfield threats in the NFL to the most accurate deep ball passer in the league last year? That's a cheat code. They have that. The Jags are still good. The Texans, every year they have a historical it feels like every year they have a historical defense. They feel like every year they have a historic defense, man. The Jags are still good. The Colts have talent. Last year was probably, like you guys have been saying, it was probably the best chance, probably the easiest chance. The way things fell, you go and play the Patriots in the snow. That'd have been cool. It takes overtime to lose in Denver because you turned the ball over 4 times in regulation. James Cook had 2 fumbles, 1 he lost. And we didn't capitalize on their mistakes. Denver fumbled the ball twice, I believe, in the first quarter. One time they recovered, one time we recovered, and Larry Ogunjobi was offsides. Cam Lewis dropped 2 interceptions in the first half of that game. Tough plays. Don't get me wrong. Tough plays. For sure. Tough plays. Tough. If he makes those catches, those are great plays. But make the play. Somebody make a play. Because Josh was making plays for the other team. Bills haven't gotten a sack in the playoffs in 2 years. No, that's not true, bro. We got a sack. We sacked Bo Nix, bro. We sacked Bo Nix. I think it was Milano. I think Milano got a sack on Bo Nix. If I'm not mistaken, I think Milano got a sack on Bo Nix. I think you might mean from like the defensive line. I think that's what you're talking about. It might be from a defensive lineman. That might be the thing you're talking about, but it's still nasty. Like, that's still nasty. That's it. Like, even if it's just from a defensive line, that's a nasty stat. That's disgusting. We need to fix that. Hopefully Jim Leonard's the guy. Hopefully he is. But the road is starting. Saturday is step 1. Get those guys on the field and see what we got. This is our first look at the Jim Leonard defense. First look at the Brady coached Buffalo Bills. Let's see how they fare. I'll be watching. I know most of you will too, because you're either a Bills fan or a hater. And if you ain't got no haters, you ain't popping. We're going to shut it down there, man. Appreciate everybody pulling up. Thank you again. Hopefully next week, I'm going to try to get a guest for next week to talk about the roster and some of the players, that might be in position battles at that point and the outlook on the future of this season. So we will be talking Buffalo Bills again, always next week. Shout out to y'all again. Appreciate y'all for pulling up to Coast to Coast. Y'all have a great night. Go Bills.